Today, we're going to be talking about how to steal clients from apps like Billo and charge the prices that you actually want to charge. It sucks being limited on how much money you can make and what you can and what you can't offer clients. So I'm going to talk about what I use to release those restraints. If you're new here, I'm Sanchez, your UGC professor, and I've worked with over 1,000 brands in the past 3 years. My videos have helped brands make a lot of money, and I'm here to share the knowledge that I have with you in hopes of helping you piece together a path to your own free life. It's a beautiful day outside, so I'm going to move this video to my backyard so I can get some fresh sun. Beautiful, lovely day. Okay, the thing with Billo is, as I stated before in previous videos, is that it's a good app for complete beginners. It allows you to build your portfolio while working on your skills, and it doesn't really require any previous expertise. The drawback is that it severely underpays creators, even if you're on the premium level. In reality, most platforms for creators and freelancers have very similar drawbacks. And of course, you're not allowed to exchange information to do business with some of these brands and agencies outside of the app. In my experience, most brands, just like the creators, hate working with these third-party apps that connect us together. Currently, there's no 100% full system that connects brands with creators. The closest thing that I've seen that does this is a platform called Creatorland. Time is one of the most important resources to all of mankind, and platforms like Billo eat time away. So how do we solve for this problem? So the best thing that you can do with platforms like this that don't really allow you to communicate or exchange information, what you can do is you can create an extra free video, or you can get all of your raw footage that you use to create the original video and put it into a folder in a Google Drive. Now you need to make sure that that Google Drive folder is private, because what's going to happen is you can send them a message in the platform and say, hey, I made you an extra video for free, or if you want all the raw footage, here's a link to the raw footage to help you make more videos, right? You can do that, and when they click on that link, since it's a private link, they'll have to request access. So then you'll get an email that says, hey, such and such at gmail.com is requesting access to your folder. Now you have the information of the client. You're welcome. Now you have the information to contact the person who's in charge without arising any suspicions for the platform. Okay, so when it comes to UGC or some of these performance-based video ads, there's no real way to figure out what ad is going to work and what ad isn't going to work. You have to test a lot of different variations and get the data to eventually figure out what's going to be that winning ad that makes brands a lot of money. But when you make one video on Billo and they get that, who's to say that that video is going to perform super well or is just going to be trash? There's not really a way to know. So the real value of your video content lies within the raw footage. If a brand or agency has the raw footage, all those video assets can be edited infinitely into different variations that allows a brand or agency to do the testing. So the next thing that you'll run into when you get the email is, how do you respond? How do you send them a message? Where are you supposed to go from getting the email? Well, when you get the email, you basically want to ask questions to see where this particular client is having the most struggles, because you can't go to a situation and be like, hey, here's the solution to a problem that I don't know you have, right? So you have to ask and have communication to figure out what exactly is going on. Chances are they're going to have a product that they're struggling to get attention towards to get people to buy it. That's more than likely what's going to happen. Not 100%, but just in my experience, that's why brands are using UGC. But just don't ever assume it. Just kind of have that in the back of your head. This is why it's very important to ask those questions and figure out exactly what's going on, because that'll prepare you for future situations where you want to sell them your stuff and make that cheddar, that moolah, that money, bread, dinero, whatever you want to call it. You can say something like, hey, I appreciate you taking the time to work with me. Is there anything that you're struggling with that I can assist on? I love this product a lot, and I have some ideas that I think will help you find those money-making videos. You can say something like that. Obviously, don't copy exactly what I just said, but write it down and make different variations of it. You don't have to say, I appreciate you taking the time to work with me. You can say, this is a killer product, or you can say, this is one of my favorite products that I've ever worked with. Right? So just make it very personal to your own personal experience, and you can use this to send in the message. Once they reply, if they reply, they'll either be interested or they won't be interested. If they say that they're not interested, that just means it's not a good time right now. Save their email in a Google Doc or some type of notes, some type of list, and follow up with them again in a month, maybe 2 months, to just check in to see how they're doing, how the video went, ask some questions like how everything is going, right? And you can, fire up that conversation again. If they are interested, this is exactly when you can offer them that package. Once you start getting clients, it's no longer about selling 1 video or 2 videos, 5 videos, or even 10 videos. What you're selling now is a transformation. It's not, hey, I can make you 10 videos, because what is 10 videos going to do? They don't care about 10 videos. They care about making money on their ads, or they care about getting content so they can get more exposure on their social media, or they care about whatever it is that they care about. You have to ask those questions to kind of figure that out. You have to communicate that you have a solution that gets your client from point A to point B. That is called a transformation. If I'm hungry, I want to go to the store to get food. Right now, I'm at my house and I'm hungry. I want food. There's no food. So I need something that's going to help me get somewhere with food from point A to point B. Now, you might call that a car. You might call that a bike. You might call it whatever. So your job is to come in and say, oh, you want food, or client, you want this result? I can give you a bike that helps you get to the store, or I can give you a car that helps you get to the store. This is why asking questions is important, because it's going to help you identify what that point B is for the client. Thing in the middle of editing this video, and my phone just stopped recording, didn't even know. So we're back in the studio. This is where we left off. You can offer a brand or an agency a package deal. Like I said before, brands and agencies need to test videos to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So you can make one of these brands or agencies 5 video scripts with 3 different hooks. That'll total to around 15 videos. And if brands want to test on something like Facebook in addition to Instagram and TikTok, you can offer them a 1:1 aspect ratio video, because typically UGC videos will be 9:16 aspect ratio. That's like the little vertical rectangle that you always see. But a square version is another way to test for different platforms. And this is something that you can charge brands for. But now you go from doing 15 videos to 30 videos. So you can create a full package that includes 30 videos with aspect ratio 1:1 for Facebook testing, 9:16, 15 for that, with all the hooks included. And that should help the brands or agencies test to find that ad that's going to make them that money. So I call this a surge system, and this is what I use to actually help brands get results. Some brands just kind of want to spend a little bit of money and see what works, what doesn't work. But for a brand that's like, yo, I need this problem solved. I need ads that are going to find my winners. This is something that brands and agencies will spend money on. Now, you can easily do this by yourself, but it could be difficult when you're trying to edit 30 videos for 5 different clients. That might be a little bit too much for you. Now, I already have a team and the software that can edit hundreds of variations for videos. So if you don't want to be bothered with editing, you're more than free to team up with us, and then we can split the deal together. So you get paid, we get paid, we're all happy. That'll give you way more time to get more clients and just not be weighed down by all the editing. If you do send an email out to a client and they express interest in wanting to get a bigger collaboration going, send me an email at ugcprofessorchez@gmail.com. I don't know what type of clients that you have, but you can take variations of this offer and switch up the price. Maybe 2 videos with 2 different hooks, or 1 video with 5 different hooks. And then you can charge anywhere from $1,000 up for a package deal. Obviously, with more videos and more products, that's more resources that it takes to test. So the price should reflect whatever it is that you're offering to your client. But try not to go too cheap, back down to the prices that like Billo and some of these other apps are paying just to do 1 video. You can easily charge, like I said, $1,000, $2,000, and package everything up to help them get the result. Because again, it's not about them getting X amount of videos. It's these videos are helping them get this result. It's to help them find that ad that's going to print money for them, or whatever problem that the client is trying to solve. One thing that you can also do to kind of help you get the conversation going is if you get a free product doing UGC, you can create like your own product testimonial, or even just make a separate video again and post it, tag the brand, and tagging them on Instagram will open up a DM for that brand. You just want to get those DMs open so you can get a conversation started. Now, this method works for many apps, not just Billo. And speaking of many apps, here's a video of all the apps that I've used to become a full-time creator. Check it out and comment below if you have any questions about this video. Peace.